Hello there. In this tutorial, I'm going to show the basic configuration of router. Very basic, which starts from router configuration. That in next video, when we going to configure a router via commands, then we require a bit of basics. So we start from the basic. Now this is what the router is, and this is what the symbol of router is. Not a main router we have, but a symbol of router. Now once we select router in our third-party software called Packet Tracer, GNS3, or Boson, so basically when it starts the CCNA training, we start from the software. So learn about softwares. What are the softwares are? So softwares which we normally use, very common softwares, are Cisco's Packet Tracer. Cisco's Packet Tracer, very common, very common. That every CCNA trainer will take training from CCNA Packet Tracer. Another software which is very popular enough is GNS3. GNS3, very popular enough, where we took training from it. And another popular is Boson NetSim. It's a paid software, Boson NetSim. It uses at CCNP training, but we will get infos from Boson also. We can implement training from Boson also. We can training and implement commands on our virtual worlds. This is where the softwares are, and a couple of commands which does not work as Cisco Packet Tracers. We will discuss about that. Couple of commands. So normally Cisco Packet Tracer is very common, and it took almost all commands, but couple of commands were not able to do from Packet Tracer. So we require GNS3 that time, require Boson that time. Now once we boot router, means for example we have lots of series of router, commonly are Cisco 2600 router and 2621 or 1791. This is what we're normally, we take 2600 series of router in our practicals. You can took any series router, more verification, more higher version of router, more features will be available. So as a beginner training, we are going to use a medium level of router, not that lower and not that big higher. So once we boot our router, we first move to first landing of our mode is first landing mode is we're talking about modes here. First landing modes is user mode. First landing mode of our router is user mode. When you boot your router, you will find R1 will look like that. This is greater sign. R1 will look like the greater sign. So this is our landing page, and it will remain like this, user mode. So for that user mode, we need to give a command called enable command. Once we give enable command, it will move to privilege mode. It will become like this, privilege mode sign, hash sign. Okay, privilege mode. So when we give enable command, we move to privilege mode, uh, PREILI privilege mode, and we will remain like this. The user mode basically a landing page, and R1 mode, the hash mode, which is you will find the real how you able to define that we are setting currently at privilege mode. You have to see this hash, and this when you reach to this hash mode, it you're able to perform a couple of commands like show running configuration, or you can copy the running configuration to the NVRAM or date and time. You can able to access the commands from the hash mode. Very basically, you can understand about your router from this privilege mode. So it provide you privilege of to know about the letter of a router, what kind of router is. So basically, this is what you're not able to configure a router, but with privilege mode you able to see what is running in the router. Now hash mode and at privilege mode, you have to give command called configure mode, configure terminal, basically config t is also okay. Config t will configure terminal will allow you to go to configuration mode. So a config mode, you allow to configure your router. So at config mode, the config mode will be shown as like this: R1 and R1 config. So a configure mode, you find that R1 will look like this. R1 will be like this: config and this is how you will able to configure the modes. So this is how you able to configure, and configuration mode will allow you to configure the router. And if you get through some of it, then you find the configuration will be like this command when you move further to configure line. This is basically I'm not many more things you will find, but this is how that dash and later version of anything written, it means you're configuring ports. Okay, so this is what the basic modes are. The ports you will able to get from routers, in which you will going to configure. The ports are two ports. We have ports like basic ports are console port, auxiliary line VTY port, and this is what we are going to configure. But console, we can later we will do command or telnet also, but console and auxiliary were very common, very commonly used, and we will configure console. We will configure command on either console or auxiliary port. We will even give the password on console or auxiliary port. So the very basic of a router we discuss about, and we will further discuss on the configuration, like we will configure fast Ethernet port, and we will learn to create network, and we will learn to spread network. We will do that. This is a very common mode we were talking about. Like at configure mode, another thing which I want to say in this command is after configuration mode, whatever command we configure, it goes to RAM. Okay, so we copy the thing, and it will copy to NVRAM. So whatever command we give, it goes to RAM, and the RAM will remain the data until our router is running. Same like computer. If our computer is running, and all unsaved data will remain till our computer not shutting down or not booting, then we can configure it to NVRAM. It's up to you. It's up to you whether we want to configure the data at NVRAM or not. Same like we copied at hard disk. Now router, basically we configure router at CLI mode only. Nowadays the routers coming very small, but the industrial routers are still having this common CLI mode. So this is what the tutorial, are very basic of router, and we will configure more about router in upcoming days. So hope you learned something from it. Thanks